Hello, welcome back to my channel and to today's video, which is a sales update video. In my previous video, when I was doing sort of general update about how things are going, I mentioned that my eBay and other selling platforms had been trickling through quite nicely. And I thought, you know what, I haven't done a sales video in so long. I thought I would share with you guys what has been selling for me recently. So yeah, I have got one sale from Depop, a few from Vinted and quite a few from eBay. So I've got my laptop here and I'm going to go through them one by one. I'll start with a Depop one, then go through Vinted and then finish on the eBay sales, and we can have a look at what's sold. So the Depop sale was this vintage Kickers shirt. Now I bought this from a charity shop in Wales during August, had it listed on Depop for a couple of weeks and it sold at the full price of £20 and I paid £2 for it. So I was really happy with that. Depop's a funny one, barely ever sell anything on there, but you know, there's no harm in having stuff listed for that occasional sale. So moving on to Vinted. The first Vinted sale is these Mark Kane chinos, they're ladies chinos. I paid £5 for these in the cancer research in my local town. Well, not so local anymore now that I've moved. And that was when I bought these when Carla and Lex came to visit in May. So they've been listed a while and they actually sold on an offer for 20. 22 was what I was asking for them, but was more than happy to take that. And it was 4 times what I paid for them. Obviously there's no fees on Vinted. The next item is this Bowden men's shirt. It was just a really nice thick cotton shirt, and that sold actually for £17. Stuck an offer of 17, and I'd only paid £1 for that in a charity shop, so more than happy with that sale. Bowden's obviously one of those good bread and butter brands that sells quite well. The next item is this LK Bennett silk striped blouse. I bought this, I think this came in a bundle from Vinted. I can't remember how much I spent on it. Anyway, I'd had this listed on eBay for a while and put it on Vinted, and I took an offer of £20 on this. I didn't pay any more than £3 or £4 for it, so again, fine by me. The next item on Vinted is this crew clothing jumper. This I was really pleased with. I spent £2 on this and it sold the same day that I listed it for £22. Sold more or less immediately, which always makes you think you could have got more for it. But what I actually need to do is just be grateful for the fact that I did sell it so quickly. Then I'd mentioned previously about the sea salt items that I'd bought on the outlet shop from eBay, and said how when I'd listed them on eBay at full price, like basically I priced them below the RRP but above obviously what I'd paid for them, and there hadn't been much interest on eBay, and I'm assuming that's because people still had access to the sea salt outlet store, so that makes sense. But on Vinted they've done all right. So this first one is the sailor top in a size 22, and this actually sold for £24. 28 is what I had it listed at. And then similarly, I also sold the same top in a size 24, and this one went for the full price of £28. So really chuffed with both of them. Moving on to eBay sales then, the first one I've got to show you is this Mark Kane dress. Now £55 is a really good price. Obviously as a sale, it's higher than my average sale price. However, I completely splurged on this dress. This came from Vinted, and by the time I'd paid buyer's fees on it, it was £22. So I just doubled my money and a little bit more, but that's before fees. And in hindsight, I wouldn't do this again. I wouldn't spend that much on it. I had actually seen someone else sell this dress for £75, but clearly, you know, the market just wasn't there, and it did take it a few months to sell as well. I don't like having one item. I don't like having items that have that much money invested in them sat in my eBay shop, because that is literally cash sat there waiting around. If they're not going to sell quickly, in future I'm not likely to invest so much unless I think it's going to be a quick sale and I can get that money back again, because that's a decent amount of money to be without, if that makes sense. The next item is some Liz Earle eye cream. Now this is a great sale for me because what I do is I wait for Reseller to have a sale on, because I am a big Reseller fan. I use a lot of their products. I say there because Liz doesn't own the business anymore. She sold it. And what I'll do is I'll buy one of the sets that they sell in the sale, and I'll keep what I want. I don't use too many products, and I sell the rest. And basically, it always pays for it. So every time I've done this, it's always given me enough money back to cover the cost of the skincare. So all the things that I end up keeping are free, and in a couple of instances it's even made me money whilst also keeping some stuff. So it's a great thing to do. And if you want some free or very, very cheap skincare and you like Reseller, look out for those sales, is what I'll say. The next thing is another one of my own items. This is a pair of Bluetooth on-ear headphones. They are the Kit Sound Harlem ones. I bought these in 2020 or 2019 for about £40 from Tesco. They served me well, but I just wasn't using them. They've been sat in a drawer for the entire time I was living with my parents, which was 2 years. So I decided to sell them, put them on at 12 quid on eBay, and took an offer of £10. So to me that's pure profit, because they owed me nothing at that point in time, and I was happy to get rid of them. Similarly with this glasses case, this Ray-Ban glasses case is the case for these very glasses that I am wearing in this video. I just don't use it. I'm a permanent glasses wearer, so these glasses only come off on a night and they go on my bedside table. I do not need the case for them. I also sold it with a cleaning cloth because I have multiple glass cleaning cloths. And yeah, so I had this listed for a tenner, took an offer of £9, and again, pure profit. That case had been sat in the drawer since I bought these glasses, so it makes sense to get rid. The next item, this is a nice sale, is a Claudio Lugli shirt. It had like sort of ink stain paint splatters on it, and that went for £45, and that sold within a week of listing. I had it listed at 50, took an offer of 45, and I paid £11 for that. So that's an example of where I'm happy to outlay a little bit more into an item for a quick return, because I knew that Claudio Lugli shirts are very popular and achieve a good return. So I was happy to spend £11 because I thought I'll know that I'll make plenty of money on it and it should sell relatively quickly, and it did. So that was fine. I was really happy with that. This next item is similar to the Reseller. I bought myself a bottle of Dior Sauvage, but direct from Dior rather than from Boots. Same price, free shipping. However, Dior give you free gifts, and this was one of them. It came with a couple of other free gifts, all in the same order, just buying one bottle of aftershave. And as you can see, this sold for £28. So it was a little set of 10ml eau de parfum and a 20ml shower gel. £28, obviously before fees, but that's £28 off the cost of my aftershave, which, as I say, would have been the same price from Boots anyway. So just making money from that, fabulous, love that. Would advise you to do the same if you buy designer fragrances. I'm sure most brands will do a similar thing and give you some free gifts, even if they're not as valuable as this. The next item, again, pure profit, because these were my mum's and she very kindly let me sell them, and she didn't want any of the money from them. She let me keep it. So yeah, a pair of Converse. She'd worn them once. Like I said, that way it says worn once in the description. I knew that for a fact. She wore them, didn't like them, weren't comfy, and it was too late to return them. So I sold them, got 25 quid, which again is before fees, but all of that was pure profit. Another item that was mine, can you tell that I was having a clear out before I moved out earlier this year? This is where it's all from. Was a Silent Night air purifier. This, I know, is a very bougie thing to own when you don't have breathing conditions, because my breathing's fine. My old bedroom, this is going to sound ridiculous, but it's the pure truth. My old bedroom, as you may have seen, had an open fronted wardrobe, so all my clothes are on display. And therefore it got so dusty because all the lint coming off my clothes was just in the air. I would dust every week, but you could still run your finger along the surface and it would be thick, not just a light coating. And so I bought this air purifier. I think I spent about 60 quid on it, and it was before the lockdown. So, you know, I'd had it a good few years. Before the pandemic, I should say. Also, there were multiple lockdowns. had it for a few years, and I just had it to get rid of some of that dust and crap out of the air because of how dusty the room got. And obviously when I was moving out, didn't need it anymore because wasn't going to have that problem anymore, wasn't living in that room anymore. And as you can see here, I have doors on my wardrobe. I've only just got a few coats that are hung up. Sorry, I'm getting texts on my watch, so it's distracting me. But anyway, this went on an auction for £12.50, started it at a tenner because I just wanted rid of it. It was a big bulky thing. And £12.50, again, before fees, but pure profit because I'd had my use of it. This next item is something I actually bought to resell. I paid a tenner for these shoes from Bernardo's online shop, or was it Oxfam? Whichever one it is that has the online shop. It's Oxfam, not Bernardo's. Yeah, from Oxfam, £10, sold them for 35. Happy with that. They sold within a week of listing them. And I listed these as worn once because genuinely the amount of wear on them was minute. They were almost in brand new condition, so I'm convinced they were only worn once. And I got positive feedback on them, so the buyer was clearly happy. This next item is a Fat Face Airly jumper. Sold it for £22. I paid either £3 or £4 for it. I would recommend anyone to look out for these. These are a Fat Face staple. They sell really quickly. They've been making them for years. They're really good quality. That sort of really heavy duty canvas type materials. So it's not like fluffy and cozy. It's more hard wearing, good for outdoors. It's the sort of thing that a lot of equestrian people wear. Or just generally that kind of side of things. And yeah, sold it for £22. So from £3 to £4, that is great. The next item is this Hobbs purple shift dress. It was a size 18, so it was a really good size. That sold for £30, which I was really happy with. I'd paid a £5 for it, had it listed less than a month, and it sold. So fabulous. Hobbs is a funny one for me. Some stuff sticks around for ages, other stuff goes quite quickly. I think, being honest, the bigger size stuff is what sells quicker from my experience. And here we have a piece of sea salt as the next item that came from the outlet shop that I bought from, that actually sold on eBay. I think it's the only thing that I did sell on eBay. And again, at the full price of £28, I was really happy with this. I paid, I think it was like £7.11, and it was free delivery. So into 28, you know, it's like a four times what I paid for it, more or less. So that was fine. Then a pair of Brakeburn men's cargo shorts. Brakeburn, I've said before, is a brand that I haven't sold much of. Carla introduced me to it, and I only tend to pick it up if it's new with tags, because if it's used, it doesn't tend to hold much value. This I got, this pair of shorts I got in the clearance section of a local hospice shop in York. Paid £4 for them, and they sold within a week of listing them for the full price. I'd listed them at £18, so can't complain. Similarly, this white label by the White Company jumper, it had alpaca and wool in the materials content, but typical sneaky brands where they put like 4 or 5% in just so they can say it's got it in it. And I paid £2 for this, and it sold the same day for 18, the same day that I listed it. Obviously, again, it makes you think you could have listed it for more, but I was looking at comps, and to be honest, that was pretty high. Unless you get ones that are 100% alpaca, they were obviously going for more money. So I was happy with 18, and out of £2, definitely. The next item is actually another piece of sea salt that I sold on eBay. I'd forgotten about these. It's a pair of the crop trousers. They're in a size 26 to 28. And I paid £12 for these. I had them listed at 45, and because I'd had them listed on eBay for a few months, I took an offer of £35, which I was fine with. Still not quite the margin that I would look for, but still perfectly acceptable and still a decent amount of profit. Now, this top, I don't know why it's saying £12, actually sold for £8.50 on offer, but I only paid £1 for it in the clearance shop, and it's a size extra small, which, you know, the small men's sizes always take a while to sell, and this one did, so I was happy to take the offer, and I'm still in profit on it. Would I pick it up again? Probably not. I do look for something that's going to make me a bit more money than that, just conscious of my time in photographing it and listing it and shipping it. Yeah, that kind of return is not something I would generally look for. Percentage wise is fine, but in terms of actual monetary value, not really. The next item, again sold the same day, like the white company jumper. This is a COS batwing sleeve top. It was made of cotton but had a really silky texture. It's that really classic, simplistic kind of Largan look style from COS, and this sold for £16 and I paid £2 for it, part of a vintage bundle. Sold the same day as I listed it. Again, makes you think you can get more money for it, but I was just pleased to take the sale and I was happy with my return, so it's all good. This next item was my own. It's a Ted Baker wash bag. It was actually real leather with a fabric front pouch on it, and my nan bought this for me when I was about 13 years old, so over 10 years ago now, from the Ted Baker outlet store in York, and therefore this was pure profit, and it sold within a week of listing at the full asking price of £20, and in fact I only just put that in a post today, so hopefully they are happy with that. It's still in perfect condition, hasn't had that much use. Also posted out today was this Whistles military style jacket, double breasted. This went for £18. I had this listed for almost 2 years. So it goes to show that, you know, things do sell eventually, but my God, I mean, this actually went through all of my clearance auctions that I did before I went to Bali. So this was listed on a £4.99 auction for 3 or 4 cycles and didn't sell. Then put it back up at full price because I love this jacket. I didn't want to let it go. I didn't want to donate to charity because I could just feel the quality in it. It's a timeless piece, and I'm glad that I relisted it. And I'd had it up at 18 and it sold for that. I mean, beforehand when I first listed it, it was probably on about 30, but still, I remember that this came from the 50p clearance section of the YMCA in Harrogate, so great profit margin on £18, just took a very long time to sell. I don't tend to pick up too much Whistles these days, although I've picked up a few items in my recent Vinted hauls that you'll have seen. The final item is a pair of Armani skinny jeans. Now, yes, my Vinted haul went up a couple of weeks ago from when you'll be watching this, and as you saw, I picked up 12 pairs of jeans from the same person. This is the first pair to sell. Went for £25. It says 30, but I took an offer of 25, which I'm more than happy at because it works out at less than £5 per pair, so it's a 5-fold profit. And yeah, they've also been posted today, so hopefully the buyer is happy with them. So yeah, as you can see, I've had some half decent sales recently and I'm happy with all of them. Genuinely, I've not sort of missed anything out. As you can see, I do have some lower end sales, you know, 10, 12, £15, and a couple of higher ones around the £50 mark. Most stuff for me is going to be between 20 and 40. It's kind of where I'm comfortable in terms of the amount of money I'm investing in each item of stock and the return that I'm getting on it. You know, you have to invest more to get a bigger return, so hence why I don't really have any 100 and odd quid sales. You know, obviously occasionally you do find an absolute gem that's a bargain for what you get on return, and you can get something for a couple of quid that does sell for 100, but that hasn't happened recently. And equally, I tend to leave stuff behind that I think is only going to get me 10 to 12, £15. I occasionally might do if I think it's going to sell quickly, but usually don't bother. And if something's not even going to get me a tenner, I just don't personally feel that it's worth my time, and so I don't bother because I think there's plenty more out there that I can make more money on. You know, I'm not short of stock, as you know, and in terms of sourcing, especially with Vinted now, there's no need for me to be buying stuff that's only going to make me £7 profit by the time you've taken fees into account or whatever. So yeah, anyway, this video's getting towards the 20-minute mark, so I'm going to end it here. Hope you've enjoyed watching, hope you found it interesting. Feel free to like the video, leave me a comment with your thoughts, and subscribe if you want to see more. And I'll see you all again really soon with another upload.